thoughts. I have my notes right here.
She interrupted a very important shipping plot.
Oh, the horror.
It's fine. Everything worked out kind of in the end. Not really, but...
Okay.
Sam and Dean are kind of fans of Robert Johnson's songs, or at least Dean is, enough that the boys both know that there's a legend that Robert Johnson sold his soul. The boys have a difference of opinion here that I don't think is ever really resolved or reconciled. Sam's like, we should help these people who've made deals, and Dean's like, these people made their beds, now they have to lie in them, why should we help them? And I don't think they ever come to an agreement on that.
This argument becomes fun.
But I have a thought about it.
Okay.
A little bit. Yeah, like, I don't think they actually resolve it, but I find it interesting how Dean sort of changes. This is skipping way ahead in the episode, but how Dean sort of, like, shifts once it's not just about, like, people doing it for fame. Once it's, like, about saving someone or, like, a relationship.
Yeah, which is totally Dean's MO.
Yeah, like, that's the only resolution we get is, like, Dean being like, oh, well, maybe actually we will try and save him because he did it for that.
But I don't think this is resolved at any point in this series. Like, I think that they still continue to disagree on this kind of fundamentally throughout the series.
And they kind of flip-flop a little bit on it.
Yeah, I think motivations are very important to them.
Yeah. Sam's pretty insistent, though, that they at least look and figure out find these people and, like, see if they are still alive. So they go looking for the next suspected victim, George Darrow. And George Darrow's apartment is the same set as the apartment in No Exit, so that's fun.
It's got light.
They just redressed that set. It's fine.
It looks like a nice studio.
Yeah, it does. George Darrow doesn't want to talk to them, but Sam offers help and buys them a few minutes of exposition on hellhounds and goofer dust, which is kind of a silly sounding name, but actually has some pretty scary uses in hoodoo.
Yeah.
I looked at it a little bit. But George is like, take this goofer dust because my time's running out. I just, like, need to finish my painting and then I'm good. I don't care.
He was cool. I want good things for him, but that's not gonna happen.
No.
By the way, what did you find out about goofer dust? Because I didn't do any research on it.
Yeah, I want to know too.
I didn't put anything in my notes, but actually generally it was used for curses.
Ooh.
So it's like more a witchcraft thing?
Well, it's part of hoodoo, but, like, it's for, like, implementing bad things on other people.
Interesting that it's used for the opposite in this episode.
And it's made with snake skin and graveyard dirt, mostly. So that's fun, you know, that tells you all pretty much what you need to know.
Salt seems like it's easier to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it would also just make sense because this show centers around, like, white characters that they're using salt as opposed to something that's used in hoodoo, which is not. Yeah, it just makes sense.
I like that Sam and Dean don't come with an innate knowledge of hoodoo.
Yes.
Like, they know a few things from, like, interacting with all these people, but, like, a black man explained to us what hoodoo does, and he learned it from his grandmother. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that they didn't try to, like, pretend that Sam or Dean knew anything about anything.
Oh, their cluelessness is important to the show.
Yeah, that's,
you know, they need to find things out so the audience can find things out.
That's true. Dean is, like, really still, like, playing the victim blame game, which is, like, fine, I guess, to do in private, but, like, to George's face. The man's got at most like a couple days to live.
Yeah, exactly. He's not gonna like complain about it later.
George tells them that he sold his soul to become a talented artist, but talent doesn't equal success, and he didn't realize that the demon would stay and keep making deals with other people. Like, other people would sell their souls. He, just didn't plan for that, which, I mean, makes sense. And he tells them he knows of one more deal maker that they didn't know about, which is Evan Hudson. And George says that he's going to hell one way or another, and he just wants to finish his last painting. He's tired. And then we get a very long shot on Dean's face. It's just long. Dean also looks exhausted. It'll be important later.
Also, I just want to say that, like, in the same 10 years this guy was, like, using a demon to be all talented instantly, you could have just worked at art and become really talented by yourself. You don't need to sell your soul.
Like, should I ask for money with your soul?
Yeah, come on,
or
guys.
Or fame.
You gotta strategize here. You gotta get things that you can't get.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, guys. Like, if you want to be good at art, you don't have to sell your soul. You just have to work at it.
Yeah. Anyway, time to meet Evan Hudson, who is very startled by the sound of a hellhound, and his wife is leaving to visit her sister for the weekend, and he is rushing her out the door because he's got one massive bill to pay. I love that he was like, oh, I'm just gonna pay some bills while you're gone. And it's like, it's the bill.
Yay.
Does paying bills take that long? Like, he's making it sound like paying bills is going to be his whole weekend.
I mean, I guess it depends.
I believe that.
I feel like if you're really organized with your bills, you do them all at once. Like, you do like a week or like a month's worth of bills all at once because you're an organized person.
Yeah, some people do that.
This particular bill, however, will be over within a few minutes if all goes according to plan.
I am paying mine, like, as they come in.
I guess, automated bill payment wasn't a thing in 2006.
That too. Also, I feel like, like, if someone asks me what I'm gonna do for the weekend, like, I'm just gonna list, like, the thing that I have to do, and then I'm not gonna say that, like, the rest of my time I'm gonna be, like, watching TV or something. I'm just gonna be like, oh, I have to do, like, the dishes. Like, obviously the dishes don't take me all week.
I mean, what if you just do your dishes once a month or something?
I mean, then they might take me all weekend, to be honest. They didn't get done this weekend, so.
Problems, then.
Don't judge me. No, I'm kidding. That's not how I do my dishes. I swear.
But Sam and Dean show up at his house to ask some questions, and he, like, freaks out, understandably. So Dean just, like, casually kicks in his front door. His wife's gonna come home, and his front door's gonna be kicked in. Not a big deal.
As casually as you
Sam
can.
Did ask if Sam asked if he had any other bright ideas. It got them in. There you go.
That's true.
We're very sorry, sir. We know our way around tools. Maybe we can fix it for you.
He's about to kick in the door to, like, the study office area, but Sam's like, dude, it's unlocked, because Evan didn't bother to lock the door behind him, even though he's being pursued. It's fine,
He's
Evan.
panicking. Stop judging him.
They promise Evan that they'll try to help, and he tells them that his wife was dying of cancer, and she had literally days left to live at most, and so he made a deal, and he'd do it again, and yeah, this is the fundamental shift for Dean. But at the same time, Dean's still mad. Dean's not actually happy with that answer. He's like, well, did you think about your wife in all of this? Because you didn't want to live without her. She'll not have to live without you, and if she knew that the price you were paying was your soul, she'd probably be devastated, and let's all mark this down as something to remember later.
Someone is projecting
because I don't know if Dean does
about his father.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, it's projection on how Dean feels about his father. It's some dramatic irony, foreshadowing.
But also, Dean, sweetie, you haven't been in the other end of the situation yet. Let's just wait and see.
Yeah, and also Sam's realizing that all the math is mathing, as Dean previously theorized, like 4 episodes ago, that John made some kind of demon deal to save Dean's life at the beginning of this season. And Dean wants to split up. He tells Sam to stay and protect Evan, and he's gonna go to the Crossroads so he can exorcise the demon. And Sam's like, I'm not on board with that, because Sam has run the numbers, and he does not trust Dean not to chuck his soul at the first demon that they meet.
Honestly, it's a good read on the situation.
It's pretty smart. You gotta be prepared for these things.
I will say, compared to some of the later seasons, season 2 Sam does have a pretty solid read on Dean's mental state. Even when Dean doesn't want him to.
He can, like, smell when he's off. He just knows.
Dean has a much worse ability to hide it as well in these early seasons.
Yeah, he's not doing a great job.
You can probably literally smell it. The alcohol intake goes up.
Yeah. Dean makes the argument that they always make. You can't say no to the plan unless you have a better one. But they never give anyone time to think about a better plan. It's always like, think of a better plan right now on the spot in 2 seconds, or else I'm self-sacrificing.
That's part of the tactic. They planned this.
So we go over again in a lengthy conversation that they both think that John made some kind of deal, even though they literally talked about this 4 episodes ago, just in case we forgot. They both act surprised, like, you didn't talk about it at the end of episode 4. It's fine. It's fine. We gotta fill the time somehow.
We got a whole 45 minutes.
Evan hears the hellhound, cutting all the conversation short, and Dean goes to the Crossroads and he does his little summoning, getting us a little demon-y demon. This demon doesn't have a name, but I like her.
I like her too.
She's got class.
This might be the first time that we're hearing about the various means of demonic news sharing. There's newsletter, bathroom walls, newspaper, etc. that tells all the demons of the underworld about the Winchesters and their daddy issues and that they're very hot.
They haven't got an email yet, I guess.
No.
I wonder if demon media sources are reliable, or if, you have, like, the more
Fake
reliable
news.
sources and the less reliable sources.
Demons always lie, right?
Exactly. I bet, like, there's a newsletter, it's written by Balfagarius, a dishonest or whatever.
We do know that, like, canonically, the Wi-Fi reception in hell is not great, so that's why it's all, like, paper.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
That sounds like hell.
I assume unless Sam Winchester's down there, because Sam Winchester always has Wi-Fi.
He just
it's one of his
brings
powers, I think, as a psychic. Yeah,
It's his beacon. He's, he's tall and he connects to the light. It's just
Yeah.
it's automatic connection.
I'll never get tired of Sam Wi-Fi jokes.
I mean, I just want to stand next to him and just watch the Wi-Fi turn on.
We're with Sam and Evan, and Sam is like dusting the room with the goofer dust, and like that also creates a second circle around Evan, so we have a double layer going, which is a good strategy. Not super helpful in this case, but I like where his head was at.
He
A
tried.
for effort.
They gotta put like double-sided tape on the floor or something.
Something. That would be a good idea.
It's like, why haven't they tried that? Then the ghost can't do the stupid little wind trick.
I love that. I'm writing that into my book.
Or like spray bottle with like, glue and water, so you could just like squirt down some like circle
Yeah.
and then stick it down on some glue. Doesn't go anywhere.
Yes. Either way, just glue it to the floor.
Yeah.
Then just make sure it can't move.
Yeah, this wind scenario wouldn't be happening. The demon says that she doesn't let people out of their contracts, but Dean is offering his own soul, and she confirms that John did make a deal to save him, which is, good to know, I guess. I mean, we already knew that, but sure. Now the boys know. This demon cuts deep. It's been like a minute since we had a monster tell us how much pain Dean Winchester is constantly in, but she is just going on and on about how he wakes up and his first thought is that he cannot keep living. He misses his dad. He feels guilt that John sold his soul to save him. It's just pain.
She even goes on to mention that his misery is the whole point, and it's so much fun to watch. And I'm like, stop calling me a supernatural fan out.
Thanks.
Also, like, wow, that foreshadowing across many seasons kind of works. Like, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's just going to be endless misery from here on out.
Yeah.
This is the good seasons. This is before Dean is as traumatized as he will be.
Yeah.
It's like,
and it's still rough.
When we call them young and innocent, we're not kidding.
It's relative.
So relative.
The demon offers to bring John back to life. Just as he was, he'd live a natural life, and Dean would live 10 years before his soul was collected on, resetting the natural order, plus a little bonus 10 years. And we'll talk about this later, because I have thoughts about this. But Dean walks away a little, revealing that he has lured her into a devil's trap on the bottom of this water tower that's at the crossroads. Dean gets a little bit more serious about Evan's contract, or he's gonna start exorcising her. And she's still trying to bargain with him, with John, and Sam and Evan are running very short on time with the hellhound situation. And then Dean and the demon are making out, which is a lot. I feel like this is when we first know that, like, you have to make out with a demon to seal a contract deal.
We know with the previous one, like earlier in the episode.
Right. Yeah, we did find that out earlier in the episode.
Guys, I have a question about In My Time of Dying. Did they just cut away with John? Hold on.
Oh, man.
Yes,
the map is mapping.
Azazel just looks at John like, pucker up, man.
I killed your wife and you spent 23 years trying to find and kill me, but we're gonna make out right now.
I'm a better kisser than her.
And also, I feel like we
God.
should have seen John making out with that janitor dude that Azazel was chilling in.
I mean, he seemed like he would have relished this. It's like, that's right, you homophobe. Look at me in the eyes.
That's my favorite thing about a lot of the demons are aggressively like anti-homophobe when it comes to making these demon deals. And that's really my favorite thing. Like, that's a common theme and I love it.
Yes it is.
It's like, I don't have to be attracted to guys, but I will take advantage of your homophobia in this moment.
All these demons out here either like did something horrible, or they sold their souls for something and then, went to hell and became demons. And somehow through all of that process, like, all of them come out like pro LGBTQ.
Or maybe they just want other people to suffer.
Maybe, I don't know.
Make them uncomfortable, and they just don't care, but it's fun for us.
Either way, I enjoy it.
There we go.
Anyway, Evan and his wife are out of Evan's contract, so Dean contemplates exorcising her anyway, but to keep Evan safe, he lets the demon out of the devil's trap, and she tells him that John's experience in hell is absolutely horrific and he should have made the deal with her, and then she smokes out, leaving a very confused and scared young woman behind.
Give her a ride home.
Yeah. And then Sam and Dean are in the car, and Sam is trying to be optimistic because Sam likes to ignore bad things whenever possible. That's the thing about this season. We've been talking a lot about how, like, Sam's coping better than Dean. That's not really true. Sam just like has a way of ignoring when things are bad.
Sam is not better at coping with things than Dean. I think that is a lie.
Yeah, I think that's a misconception. They just deal in such different ways.
I just had this like really stark moment of relating to Sam. It's like the way I deal with my issues is by not dealing with them. Let's go.
Yeah. Abigail, did you have something else to add there?
Yeah, no, just like that's so much of what we've seen Sam do is like focus really intently on the hunt and also focus on like how badly Dean is doing as a way of avoiding how badly he's doing.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting.
I've been rewatching season 13 and there's a lot of parallels between this season and season 13 with how the boys cope with a loss.
That makes me feel things. KJ, I didn't need to feel things.
Always happy to help out.
It's alright, you can just repress your emotions after we're done.
In true Dean-coded fashion, I will do that.
Exactly.
Dean says that